Okay, hello again, and now I'm going to share my screen again, of course, and I'm going to move to Unity. Um, and okay, uh, by the end of last lecture, we were able to add a physics material with zero fraction, and with that, we were able to run smoothly without bumping to uh, our floor. And now we want to add. um we want to be able to move our player left and right. Okay, so by the end, uh, I want to treat this cube as a car. Okay, I want to move my car to left and right, and to do that, I need to sorry uh, to do that I need to get some input from my player. Okay, so let's say that when I click the uh, key A, I go left, and when I click to D, my player will go right. So now I need to check if there's any input, and to do that, I'm going to write input dot get key um, A, and uh, now I'm going to add a force um, of, I don't know, maybe 10 will be enough. Uh, but I want this force to be added in another axis. So let's check this axis. As you see, uh, my left and right lies in the x-axis. So, by the way, you can click to those axes and you can see. So if I want to go left, it will be reducing the x-axis value, and so let me just show you. So if I want to move my cube left and right, I should change the position in the x-axis. Okay, so I need to add a force in the x-axis as well. So let's now reset this to 0, and now by the way, I want to reset this also 0, since so it looks more symmetrical rather than being asymmetrical like this. So I hit 0, and now I go to my player script again with an rider, and now uh, I choose to add 0 in z-axis, but 10 in x-axis. Uh, now I write similar if statement like that, and I change the key to D, and I change this plus 10 to minus 10, and I click save. So anything that looks unusual, this is something that you meet now, probably, if you know C# but don't know much about Unity. This is the class that we use to get user input. You can control click to see the different methods that you can use. So you can, for instance, get up button by using this. Sorry, you can sense when the button is released. So if I use get button um, up with the A button, then nothing would happen when I press the A button. But when I removed my finger that was on the A button, then this method would be called. So there are different um, methods that enables different that senses different uh, input methods. So, for instance, this is useful for mobile games, etc. Okay, now I click save and I go back to my Unity, and now I click play. Oh, it helps, but uh, it goes too fast. So to make it go a little bit slower, I can go to player, um, and I need to actually change it by uh, here. So now I want to edit at a force of I don't know, maybe 20. Okay. So now if I click A, it goes right, but I want it to go left. So I should change this one to minus and this one to the positive 10. And I save again. And now when I click play, I'm going to click A and it goes right. And when I click D, it goes, sorry, when I click A, it goes left. When I click D, it goes right. Any questions? Okay. Now let's say that I want to adjust those speeds. Okay. So, for instance, I want to try out different uh, velocities. Then, and let's say that I want my game designer to change those numbers. Then I should um, I mean, if I leave it like this, if I leave my code like this, my game designer should change my code. Okay. And I don't want this to happen. I want my designers to reach the parameters of variables within the editor. And I also prefer to do it myself because I can focus on the editor and I can, I mean, uh, change the variables when I'm playing the game. So to do that, I want to reach my velocity variables within the editor. Like, I mean, as you see, the transform position, rotation, and scale is changeable. So I want my velocity to be changeable in the editor as well. To do that, I need to name those variables. Currently, this is called a magic number. So uh, right now we know what this means, but later we won't uh, have a clue. I mean, if code gets messy, we won't know what this number means. Okay, so to avoid that, we don't use magic numbers and we use variables. Now I'm going to create two vectors. Vector, if you remember from your physics lectures, uh, is a um, variable with is a combination of variables with a direction. So now I'm going to create a private vector tree. There are, as you see, different vector types. Since we live in the three-dimensional world inside our game, I'm going to choose vector 3. And now I'm going to call this forwards um, forwards force, even forward pushing force. And I'm going to initialize this by writing new vector 3, and it gets three different float variables, one for x, one for y, and one for z. By the way, Ryder also suggests using another possibility, which is taking only x and y. If I write, I mean, there are two different vector trees. So to create a vector tree, I need to either give it two variables or three variables. If I give it two variables like this, it still works, but it treats my z as 0. For our case, I want my z value to be 20, so I add 20. Now it's also, it doesn't assume my z value is 0, and this is what I want. And I am going to add force, but not by these magical numbers, by just pushing, by just using my vector 3 variable. By the way, this add force method accepts different arguments or different variables inside of it. It can take three different floats or one vector 3. So now instead of putting three different float numbers, I just put a vector 3 inside of it. I'm going to do a similar thing for this line and this line. And these look, I mean, these are the mirror symmetry of each other. So because of that, I'm going to name this vector 3 sideways pushing force, and I'm going to initialize it by writing new vector 3, and now I'm going to write 10, 0, and 0. There's no comma here. By the way, since I don't have any 0 value, I can let Unity assume that my z value is 0. But I'm not going to do that to stay within the 3D worlds to make it more comprehensible later on. And now I'm going to add this much force when user wants to go right. And when my user wants to go left, I'm going to add the minus vector of that. So, okay. Let's go hit save and now go into Unity. If I click play, everything looks perfect. Now I want to, I mean, is there anything confusing currently? By the way, if you use Rider, it gives you so much suggestions. For instance, right now, if there's a yellow yellow indicator that there's something that you can change. If you move your cursor and if you read, its rider says that this field can be made read only. Since you are not changing this from outside this script, this field could be made read only. Um, but I want to change this actually later on from the editor. So I'm going to write serialize fields at the top of each vector. And now I can change it within the editor. As you see, now I can change, for instance, to um, reduce my speed by writing 5 here. And now if I hit play, my object will go at a more slower speed. And I can make it fall down. Okay. Since we did this, we also want our camera to follow my player to make it like a realistic car race. To do that, I'm going to show you the bad approach of doing that. You can drag the camera inside the player like this, and now it shows, and I can even actually sorry, let me just I can even adjust the height like this. And now I follow my player. It looks like this fixed it quickly, but when I'm falling, no rotation is there, since my camera is fixated within the player. When player rotates, my camera also rotates, so I see no rotation. I disabled maximize on play to show you that actually. So for instance, you should look at both the scene and game at the same time. I'm going to drag it here like this. So when I click play, my camera is moving because my player is moving. And if I do it like that, if I click F, as you see, camera, even if my player is rotating, camera follows it. I don't want that. So this is why I'm going to move it outwards. And I should actually add a behavior to main camera so that it follows player from behind, but it doesn't rotate when player rotates. Everything clear right now? Did I make myself clear? Okay, so now I'm going to add components. I'm going to add a script. For some reason, sometimes there's not a new script. Okay, it's in the bottom. I'm going to click new script, and I'm going to name this follow player script. And I'm going to click enter. Now I'm going to click create and enter, create and add, and now there's a follow player script, and it comes with already inherited from MonoBehaviour by default. This is, if you create a script from within Unity, the default is default script is inherited by MonoBehaviour. So keep that in mind, and it comes equipped with those two methods. Now I'm going to actually reach my player. So I want the transform value of my player, and I'm going to name it player transform because of that. Now it creates my variable as private. I'm going to serialize this field, and I'm going to have an offset value actually. So I'm going to write private offset. Sorry, private vector3 offset. And I want to define this offset actually. So it will be new vector3, and it will be 0, 0, minus, minus, I don't know, 40 maybe. And I want to edit this offset inside the editor. So I wrote serialize field on top of it. Now I'm going to click Control S. And if I go back to the editor, when I click on main camera, I'm going to actually move it upwards in the hierarchy, because these are the most common things that are in each scene. So I moved them on top. Okay, if I look at the main camera, now it wants to reach my player transform, but it cannot reach it because I haven't made it accessible. Now, if I drag my player inside my camera, as you see, it gets the needed value, the transform value inside my player. So it doesn't actually get the player itself, but it gets the transform components of my player, because I defined my player transform as a transform variable. So if I define this as game object, it would actually reach the player itself. But I just want its transform, so this is why I wrote transform, and luckily Unity was able to sense what I needed and gave me the transform. I'm going to save my scene again, and I'm going to click play. Nothing will happen. I mean, my camera won't follow. This is because there's no logic inside my follow player script. So within update, I want to change the position of my camera, okay? To do that, I want to reach the position of my camera. The way to reach position of my camera is writing transform dot position. And now I'm going to write what I want to put it inside. And now I say player transform plus offset. There are some errors because I need to reach the position inside transform. So I write position. Position is a vector3, as you see. So I command clicked or control clicked it. So I see that position is a vector3 value, and offset is also a vector3. So now we can add those two together. We cannot add a transform to a vector3 because transform has position, rotation, and scale in it. but we only want to take the position, and we want to add our offsets, which is a vector tree. So we need to sum two vector trees together. And if I write that, and if I click save, I'm going to play again. And now, as you see, I can make my camera follow me nicely. But as you see, my camera is kind of inside my game object, and I don't want that. So if I go here, and if I change my offset value, it gets updated in the in the game. It's also. So this is why it's cool to actually move your variables into your inspector in Unity by using serialized fields option. Everything clear right now? I can adjust this variables within the game, but when the game ends, unfortunately, I mean, those won't stick. So if I stop my play by clicking play button again, offsets goes back to 0, 0, 0. But I don't want that. For some reason, it's not recognizing minus 40. I don't know the reason for this. Actually, this is weird. Oh, I guess this is because since I serialized that field, I mean, it recognizes what is inside the editor. So I'm going to delete this to avoid confusion. It recognizes what is inside. So I'm going to change it from here. And I'm going to hit, actually, let's make it minus 5. Okay. It looks perfect. And my camera moves with my player, but my player can rotate, and my camera can still look at it, but not rotate with it. Okay, any questions? So by adding serialized fields, my editor overrides what is inside the script. So because of that, I had to delete my initiation of offset. Okay. This is what I like to actually cover for today. And next lecture, we will add some um, barriers to in front of us, and we will add some, gameplay actually. So that's all. Thanks for listening, and see you later. If you don't have any questions, of course.
See you.
Okay.
See you. Thank you.